All right, y'all. If you can't tell by the title of this, I mean, I don't really have a point for this video. I was thinking about it last week, or at least last video, to just sit and yap the whole time. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Uh, Pretty much, we're just going to be talking a couple of fragrances, what they mean to me, some stories behind them, and just, let some stuff roll off the tongue. Because often, whenever I get to talking and talking and talking, I start talking about stuff, and that's usually how it goes. So I'm gonna try and force it a little bit, but at the same time, it eventually ends up coming out anyways. So also sorry if you keep hearing the noise. I keep playing with the mic. Um, I guess let's start with some of my first fragrances. I'll be right back. So these are my first two fragrances. I'm gonna put them down for a second so I can hold one at a time. Starting off, it's CKB and Lomani Millionaire. So this is Lomani Millionaire. This I'm pretty sure was my first fragrance, but it might not be. Um, Apparently, it's a dupe of 1 million. Uh, I still never got the confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'll just hold it like this or something. I don't know, man. Let me find it. Yeah, but I got it when I was probably 15 or 16 going into sophomore year. Uh, it was pretty much a gift from my mom because that's when I had got broken up with for the first time, and it was literally going straight into sophomore year. And then not only that, but there was a whole bunch more drama attached onto that thing, on attached to the whole situation. So I got to go on sort of, I guess, a school shopping spree, get clothes, this, some other stuff, and it was really meaningful to me. You know, starting off, uh, big change of scenery because not only was it technically my first high school year because the district I was in, they um they were junior high, so it went up to ninth grade, and then it went 10th through senior, and then I switched over the last quarter of the freshman year, and it was COVID year, so I only got maybe the only people I knew or talked to were football guys because I did football at the time, and then I quit because they changed my position, and I wasn't down for that. So it was completely new, knew nobody pretty much, and the people I did know, they were doing other stuff, and all that. And then yeah, like I said, I mean it's completely new school district. Um, yeah, I didn't really see anybody from my old school for a while. Yeah, so that was a big change and that whole situation and everything going on. So this definitely got me through some times, even though I was playing basketball in PE every day and sweating and stinking up. This was going on before every morning. And yeah, so although people didn't really notice it because it was covered by the smell of sweat, I mean, I noticed it every morning. The other one is nowhere near a similar situation. I wore it the entire junior year. Whoa, just cracked off something a little bit. That's weird. There's, I guess, like some little, I guess, remnants. Oh, it was the wax from the last video. But yeah, CKB. I had gotten this before junior year. Uh, every day after football practice, after washing up, CKB. It is not even a good smell. It used to give me even a headache, and I mean I was still wearing it because that was just what I did. Um, if I knew what I knew now, I would have gotten another like 20, 30, 40, $50 fragrance with that money I'd use for DoorDash. I would have just, gotten something completely different. I would have gotten what was out at the time. I don't know, but I would have figured out I would have gotten something a lot better because this is very annoying to smell, but I'm going to keep it forever. This is actually my second bottle. I have the original bottle. But I'm going to keep the scent around forever because it holds so many memories, especially from junior year, a little bit of senior year. Senior year, I used them both like off and on different days. Um, Probably had another. No, I just had those two, but I use them sporadically. I wouldn't really wear none of that wear no cologne, no fragrances at all. Yeah, which is it's kind of different because the only reason I really got into fragrances originally was because whenever I was younger, I was always the smelly kid, and then I got older and older, and eventually, like, I hated that. Like, I'd look back on that, I was like, man, I didn't know, but I got bullied at the time, and I did, and I didn't know it back then. I never thought I did, and then, like, in between senior year and college, I was like, damn, I was getting bullied, and again, I didn't know. And then whenever I was in college, I got my first like decently expensive one, which we'll talk about later. Um, and I got some sample sets from Okja. Those were pretty cool. It was just a whole new experience, breaking into like trying new things, and I really enjoyed that whole experience. And then that led me down the rabbit hole of all this and this, that, that. And then I started the account maybe a couple months, like 2 months, maybe 3 months after I left college. And then I've had, I've had the TikTok since then. But I don't like TikTok no more because it's just, you have to be high energy and you pretty much have to be what everybody is talking about and constantly spending money or you're not going to enjoy yourself. With YouTube, I could make one video a week and, there's a chance it does really good and, you know, breaks, the common barrier and, gets some good views, and there's a chance it doesn't. And okay, well, I spent $70 on that video because I bought a new discovery set, or I spent a couple $100 on that video because I wanted to compare a couple of fragrances that are pretty expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really up to you to spend whatever you want. At the end of the day, if I wanted to change my name from Marcos Carfrax to just my name, I could do that and just talk lifestyle stuff too, and always and just be my own person and just talk freely, and that would work too. And I think that's what I really like about YouTube is that it cuts out the doom scrolling. And somebody had commented on my last video. I had deleted it actually because the video kept posting with no thumbnail, and this time it posted with thumbnail. So if you are interested in Heretic Parfum, the brand, go check out my last video. It doesn't have that many views or likes or comments right now, but I think it's an enjoyable watch if you're not me, because I hate watching myself, and I try and get through the editing as much as possible so I can just be done with it. But yeah, I like how I can just talk and be myself, and somebody could throw me up as like they're watching on the TV, or they just have it playing in the background, and it's a I'm doing laundry type of video. It's a I'm doing chores. It's like the phone's in my pocket. I'm not even watching it, but it's in my pocket. I'm vacuuming. I'm washing dishes. I'm folding clothes. I'm doing chores, but I still have this video playing. Um, a lot of people say my voice is soothing whenever I'm talking and stuff like that, which is weird because I don't hear it at all. And I appreciate it whenever I get told that, but at the same time, it's kind of freaky. Like, why are you saying that? That's weird. But yeah, let's talk about some of the other fragrances we got. So this next one is the one I was referring to that I got in college that really set me off and got me interested in fragrances. It's YSL Myself Le Parfum. I still love this stuff. It's still one of my favorite designers and fragrances as a whole. Yeah, I don't know what to wear on a random day, and it's not super hot outside, I'm putting this on. Uh, it it's still just really really enjoyable, sweet but not too sweet, masculine but not over the top. It's just versatile. I could see anybody wearing it really. I mean, I prefer a guy to wear it, but at the same time, if you're a girl and then you rock it, man. I don't care. But yeah, that's the one I got in college. It really set me into fragrances. It was like 140 when I bought it, and that was around the time that um, I met my wife and everything, and it was really impactful for that because I also got one of the fragrances I gave to her, which is Oak Just Heaven Speak. If you can't tell by the name, it's a dupe of Angel Share. Yeah, I got that, and I was like, I'd wear that a bunch because it got really cold there because we went to Texas Tech, and the wind would be blowing like crazy because there was nothing around there to break the wind, so it would just like shoot through all like the streets and stuff, and just it'd be cold, man. And I normally love the cold. Like I was in Colorado with no shirt on. I mean, with no jacket on or nothing. I love the cold, but second that wind starts hitting, I hate it. I can't do it. But yeah, I had those two. If I had the bottle with me, I would show it to y'all, but I don't. I like I said, gave it to my wife, and now she keeps it on her shelves. It's almost empty though, and I had gotten another dupe of Ocha of not Ocha of Angel's Share, not knowing it until I had smelt it. I was like, wait a second. And then I compared them side by side, and I was like, that's pretty close. Then the second one is more a little bit more masculine, a little bit more woodsy, and the other one's a little bit sweeter, a little bit more boozy, and I like it a little bit more. But yeah, why I saw myself really set me off because at the time I was with a different girl, which is a whole another toxic relationship story. Um, and she was like, "That's so dumb. Why would you spend your money on that?" Because I wasn't making a lot. Uh, I was an intramural referee for flag football and stuff like that. I'd make like maybe 8 an hour, and I'd have like 20 hours a week because it was just on Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, no, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because they didn't want to take up Saturday nights. Was it? I don't know, man. I don't remember, but it'd be like three game, 3 or 4 games a night until playoff times, and then it was 2 games a night. So yeah, I was getting like 20 hours, and then it went down to like 15 hours. So I was not making a lot. It's probably like 350 each check, which that first check and a half I used that first check and a half to get my books because I felt really guilty. My mom was paying for my school and stuff like that. Turns out she didn't. The student loans are in my name, so I'm gonna have to pay that all back, which is really annoying because she made me feel so guilty. She was like, you're not doing good in school, all this, all this, all that, and I'm paying for it. I'm finding a way to pay for your school and all this stuff, and you're not doing good. And I was feeling so guilty, so I bought my own books with the money I earned. And not too long ago I found out that it was just a student loan in my name, and she never told me about it, which, I mean, stuff like that makes you really not like somebody, which she's already had a bunch of problems in the past I don't like. And I barely talk to her. I talk to her as little as I have to because you know just a bunch of problems and stuff like that I don't want to deal with. And I don't want to give an opportunity to be more negative in my life when I've had so much of that, so many problems in the recent years that, and I'm just done with it. I don't want to deal with it or nothing no more. I want to just, be me and live on my own. So it's just me and my wife now. I personally don't reach out if I don't have to, and I don't have to, so I don't. Um, yeah, I take care of my bills and all that stuff, and that's all that matters is, we take care of our stuff and everything like that. But yeah, let's get on to the next thing. All right, this next one is one I thought was going to be my wedding scent, and I haven't had a wedding yet. We're still married. We just want to, save up good money to have like a real wedding and stuff like that. But we wanted to be married beforehand because at the end of the day, we were living together and stuff like that. You know, we were pretty much married, and there's no point in not getting married whenever you pretty much are, and especially because it helped because whenever I left for military, I also got the BAH and everything like that, which extra 2,000 or something like that each check. I mean, I only got 2 checks from them, but I mean, having a total of 8K whenever I got out, or 7.5, 7, somewhere around that range, is a lot better than having 3 or 3.5 whenever I get out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is Ed Hardy Skulls and Roses. Definitely my favorite bottle in my entire collection. It just looks so cool, and it connects me back to senior year when because at my school we were doing Hamlet for English. Oh man, my best friend, we had loved that so much. We loved Hamlet because it was pretty much just the whole movie was oil farming and stuff like that. The York, my York. That's why I'm talking about it and connecting. You know what I'm saying? Another reason I got that Memento Mori candle because I love philosophy and stuff like that. I mean, part of the reason that the video is titled this because I mean, you really do just gotta remember death. Remember that there's an end to it. So you gotta do stuff. Don't just sit around. Like, do stuff. Like, do what you enjoy, but at the same time, don't always sit in your comfort zone. Like, that is what really kills you, is sitting in your comfort zone forever and not willing to embrace change or move ahead or try new things or anything like that. Like, it's one thing if you physically can't, but when it's just an I don't want to thing or I don't know about that or anything like that, but you're even somewhat curious or it's a thing that could change your life, just try it. Try it once at least. It's okay to not like something or say you don't like something after trying it. But whenever you're just looking on the outside and you're like, nah, that sucks. Then I mean, you can't say you don't like something if you haven't actually experienced it. But at the same time, what's the other Memento Vive or something like that? I mean, Memento Vive or something like that. Remember Life. Yeah, that one's also cool. I mean, they both play into the similar things of you gotta step out of your comfort zone, but remember, you're still alive, you're still mortal. There's an end to this. So do it, but don't go crazy, man. Understand there's a limit to everything like that. Like go out and talk to that person you never talked to. And if you don't want to because you know that they don't like you, so what, man? That friendship didn't mean nothing really if it's just you wanting them the whole time and everything like that. Like if you really liked them like that, you wouldn't be sitting there just, talking to them. You'd be, trying. You'd be putting forward an effort. You'd be showing that you actually care and you want to make something happen there. Whether it be, you're just a nasty, lustful person and you're just trying to do that type of stuff, or you're, it's like love to you and you want something more than just being a friend. You want to experience everything with that person. You want to at least be a best friend and move up from there. You want a promotion in that, go get it. It's not gonna come to you. And I used to think that way, like, ah man, that stuff will come to me. I just gotta put in good effort and eventually it'll come back to me. No, bro, you gotta fight for it. You gotta really try. Like I learned this in job search and stuff like that. Like, you're looking for jobs, you apply on Indeed, apply on LinkedIn. You're just applying. You're never gonna get nothing. But I, for my job, I just called in. I was like, hey, I want to be moving in on this day. Could I come in for an interview the next day? They said, yeah, does 2 p.m. work? I was like, yep, I'll be there. And then boom, it was that. It's as simple as just showing them that you're more than just a number. You know, show them that you're more than just, oh, they're going to be there the next day. Like, give a damn. Literally, give a fuck. Care. Show that you care and that you really want to be there. If it's sports, talk to your coach and get it done. Whether you have an idea or something like that, don't be scared. The worst that can happen is they say no or they give you a punishment. If it's sports and you're getting a punishment, take the punishment. Who cares? And if you're really not about to do the punishment and you're gonna, give up something that you love because you have a lousy or shitty coach that won't listen to you, I mean, that happens all the time. That's gonna happen with people forever as long as, I mean, it's always gonna happen with the next generation, because there's always evolution, there's always change, there's always somebody who has a different idea than the previous generation. And you have to remember that. And you have to understand it's not always gonna go your way. So you gotta take no. Sometimes you gotta take that beating. Sometimes you gotta take that, ew, you're gross. Sometimes you gotta take that What did you say? Get on the line. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta take it and move on. And if you really care, you're gonna stay and you're gonna try again the next day and the next and the next. And you'll actually, give effort and you'll stay. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but yeah, again, Ed Hardy's Skulls and Roses. That must be what I'm talking about. Oh, I remember how we got there. Let's get on to another one and talk about that instead. So this is Heretics Nosferatu. If you watched my most recent video or you're a subscriber or anything like that, you'll remember this from multiple videos and the most recent video, which I went over the entire Heretic discovery set that I got, which I don't have this sample anymore because I bought the full bottle and I'm giving away the sample, which I still really need to get that package out. But this isn't the fragrance we're talking about. We're talking about another one that's in that discovery set. I just wanted to introduce y'all to the brand, which, I mean, look at that American Psycho. It's so cool. Of course, like I said, the brand is Heretic. And the fragrance that we're talking about from them is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. This is Voodoo Lily. This is what really got me talking and wanting me to do the whole yap session sort of video that we're doing right now in the last video, because it's just a way that this fragrance makes you feel. Again, this is Voodoo Lily from Heretic. And originally when I first smelled it, I was like, what a nice white floral. I love white florals. And I think they're one of the best things that you could, smell like or have the smell of or anything like that. I love a good white floral. I love my favorite Bath and Body Works, or my favorite candle in general, is called White Gardenia. It's literally just a white barn candle. So if y'all like florals, like white florals or anything like that, or if you go by Best Buy or White Barn, check out White Gardenia. That is my all-time favorite candle, and if I could have it around more, I would. But they're $25 a candle, and in our apartment we can't burn candles because smoke detectors and stuff like that. We didn't have those when we were living in the house, so I was able to have them around more often. But I'm gonna get a candle warmer for whenever I'm at work, so I don't have to burn it, have smoke. It could just smell good in my little cubicle office-ish area, my desk. But yeah, Voodoo Lily, if we're being honest, it smells like somebody who cares for you. It's a very maternal, loving scent, which is a lot of it makes a lot of issues for me and stuff like that, because I have a lot of maternal issues and problems that come from that. So whenever I smell it, and it just changes the way I can feel. It's really uplifting in the way that it's warm and not a not a warm weather. I mean, yeah, not a cold weather fragrance, but it's still a warm scent. Like, it feels cozy. It feels like home. It feels like it's gonna take care of you, and stuff's gonna get done even whenever you're not trying, and even whenever nothing's happening. Even whenever you're having the worst day ever, it's gonna get better because you smell that. And that's why I want to get a full bottle for my wife, because I know if I come home from a bad day at work or anything like that, I'm just gonna get there and I'm gonna smell it on her, and everything's gonna change. I'm gonna remember, it's okay. Things get bad, but people are like springs, in the way that there's pen springs that you stretch them out, they're never gonna go back into shape. You know, you squeeze them down, they're never gonna bounce back. But if you're a car spring, you're never gonna get crushed. You're always gonna be where you're at, but you're also never gonna exceed. You're gonna get stuck in that same position, and nothing's gonna ever happen with you unless the world ends. Then okay, you found your one moment to actually like get crushed, and now you're gonna shoot off as soon as you get an opportunity to, and there's no stopping you. But it's almost impossible to get you down like that. And then there's a basic spring where it's like you push it down, it'll go down easy, but you let go of it and it shoots up into the air. You know what I'm saying? And I always think, which spring am I today? Which spring am I now? Which spring am I this week? Which spring am I this month, this year, ever? You know what I'm saying? Like, I usually like to think I'm that car spring where sometimes I'm stuck, but when I get down, I get really down, and then I have an amazing breakthrough and everything like that. And sometimes I'm that pen spring. I get beat down, and I don't want to come back to it. And then sometimes I'm just a regular spring, like every day. Okay, something bad happened. Okay. Well, what about the next day? You know what I'm saying? You know, it. Everybody changes every day, and everybody's gonna have experiences and stuff like that that affect how they work and how they're gonna get down on themselves and how they're gonna come back from it. And you know, sometimes all you need is to slow it down. Sometimes you're going too fast, thinking life is going too fast around you. Sorry if the camera keeps shaking. But sometimes you think that you're going too fast and you need to just slow down. Life may be going fast and you think that you can keep up with it, but you can't. Slow down and let it take you around for a little bit. Let yourself get dragged around, but play at your own pace. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason Luka Doncic is so good. It's because he, no matter how fast the rest of the game's going, he slows it down to his own pace and makes it happen at the way he wants to make it happen. If he wants to get this bucket, he's going to get it. But even if it comes from the other team getting a fast break, he's going to slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Simple little bang. You know what I'm saying? Don't let everybody drag you around. Don't think that you have to sprint just because everybody else is. You can walk too. A marathon is not a race of sprinters. It's a race of can you last. And I know there's some people who race at the fastest. They can go and okay, they can last faster. But can they last as long as you just ran? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. They're not going to keep that same pace as long as you did because they're not training to do what you do at your scale. Because, again, like, it's your life. You're experiencing things on a different level than everybody else because everything is a different difficulty to every person. You know what I'm saying? I might have no issues driving, but somebody who's just not a good driver is going to have a lot of issues with that. And they're going to think it's the hardest thing ever and they're going to be scared of it. And I'm not going to be. I'm like, oh, this is so easy. And then they're going to get down on themselves more because they're going to be like, oh, but he's having such an easy time. So what? What makes it hard for you? Okay, let's work on that. I mean, it's just a matter of can you understand the issue and adapt. You don't need to do it immediately. Of course, there's going to be times when you do. Like, this bear is hunting me. I need to fix it and I need to get out of here, find a way to get past this. But, there's always a way around things. You might think, nope, this is the only way. There's another way. You can find it. Just step back for a second. Relax, breathe, step back, slow it down. You know what I'm saying? Slow down and watch. Don't let it take advantage of you. And that's why, Voodoo Lily really connects me. This is an ad, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. If it was, you'd see full bottles or a bunch more samples in my hand. You'd see I have money. I don't, not yet. Which, if any of these brands want to send me out a free thing, send me some money. Do it, please. I'll take it. But yeah, Voodoo Lily is one of those things that makes you remember to slow down and just relax. It's going to be okay, and you're going to get taken care of. You're going to take care of yourself, or somebody's going to take care of you. But don't rely on nobody. Rely on yourself. Rely on your instincts. Rely on your brain, heart, body, mind to get it done. Don't think somebody's going to save you, but be willing to be saved if the opportunity arises. This last thing that we're going to talk about is not necessarily about, a specific fragrance or anything like that, but it ties back into Memento Mori and Memento Vive, whatever it is. Remember death, remember life. And it's pretty much the way it would tie into fragrances is that, remember, you know, there's going to be dents in fragrances. You know, fragrances are going to get low. They're going to look different than they did whenever you first got them. Pretty much what I'm saying is there's an end to everything. Do not be scared to let it happen, whether it be a relationship that you see is not working out and you know it's coming. Let it happen, man. Unless you really think that this is the only person you could ever be with, sometimes it's okay to let them go. You know, don't hold on to the scraps of a blanket that doesn't cover you when you could let that blanket float away and get one that will cover you after a little bit of recovery. Sometimes you just gotta, like, you know, let that blanket fly away because it's not covering you. Take your little walk to the store. Walk. Don't run. Don't think you need to run to the store and get a new blanket. Oh, I'm so cold. I need to go get a new one. No. Let it go. Stand up. Walk. Take your time. Take the time that you need and get a new one. Get one that you know is going to be right for you. Whether it needs to be a lot more, a lot bigger than the last one because it wasn't doing its job. Whether it needs to be smaller, thinner, thicker. These aren't about bodies, by the way. It's just about different needs of a blanket. But I'm saying, like, if your blanket isn't where it needs to be and you see it's not gonna repair itself and that it's not gonna be right for you, sometimes it's okay to let it go and get to the next thing because that next one might be the only one that you'll ever need again. And you just gotta always hope it is. And it can work for, you know, people that are, you know, ill or not gonna be around forever. It's okay. It's gonna happen. People are gonna pass, and that's okay. You have to understand that it's not your fault that it happens, and stuff like that is gonna get you down. And again, it's not your fault. It's gonna happen. It's okay. Things are gonna end, whether it be a great ending, and you know what I'm saying, like, oh, they were heroic, or oh, you know, we notebooked it and we died in our sleep together. Or it's, you know, they, you know, cheated on you and just, you can't do that. Or they were tragically taken away from you. Stuff like that can happen, and you have to remember it, and you have to understand that it can happen. And if it does happen, you're gonna need to accept that. And whether you decide to move on and go to the next thing, or you decide I don't want to try it again and I just want to be me. You need to learn who you are over time and, you know, get it done. There's not much more I'm going to say about that. I'm just going to say, if you have a bad experience with somebody, don't think you're going to have a bad experience with everybody. The last thing I'm going to leave y'all with is, if you're, it's not even really an outro. It's pretty much just, this is for brands or anybody who wants to, you know, help me out. Go ahead and like, comment anything you want to hear me talk about, any fragrances you think I should check out. And if you're a brand, my email is in the bio if y'all want to, you know, reach out and possibly send me something. I would love to try your fragrance. And if it's boring, that's okay. I'll talk to you about it, and I'll still review it. I don't mind. I love trying new things and stuff like that. Any chance I get that's not ridiculous, I'll try a new thing. But yeah, if y'all aren't following me, subscribe to here. Do that, please. Anything helps. The closer we get to 500, the closer I can start making money off this and thinking about quitting a job and enjoying my life doing something like this. The goal is get to 50K on here so I can start making really, really good money on here. Even, like, you know, like, if I make $500 a video and I'm putting out say 4 a month, that's not good money. But if I'm making 1,000 a video and I'm putting out 4 a month, that's gonna keep me afloat, and it's gonna get us into a right position. So yeah, if y'all can support in any way, I would much appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week.